Mem, the letter mem. I always associate mem with the ocean because the Hebrew word for water is mayim, mayim. But mem is also associated with other things that are necessary for life, necessary to sustain life. The word for food is ma'achal, which begins with mem. Water, mayim, we need water to live. Also, we need work. We need to be able to work to live. Work is malacha, malacha. And then rest is important, especially observing Sabbath. Rest is necessary for life. We need to have time to rest, and that also begins with mem, menucha. So mem is associated with all those things that are necessary for life. And we see some reference to that in the Psalm 119, verse 103, how sweet are your words to my taste. They are sweeter than honey to my mouth. A reference to food that is necessary for life. Another thing that is necessary for life, especially spiritual life, is something else that begins with mem, and that is mitzvot. Mitzvot. There's a bee that must have heard me talking about honey because a bee is trying to get at my camera here. But mitzvot, that's the plural of mitzvah, which are good deeds. Literally it means commandments, but we've come to understand it as doing a mitzvah, doing a good deed. Begins with the letter mem. And in Judaism, reading scripture and studying the Torah, studying the law, the commandments, the mitzvot, is itself a mitzvah. Praying the Psalms, studying Psalm 119 is a mitzvah. Learning the meaning of the Hebrew letters is a mitzvah. And that's a major theme throughout all of Psalm 119, is praising the Torah, praising the commandments, praising the mitzvot. And the psalmist seems to understand that by doing that, the psalmist is engaging in a mitzvah. It is a mitzvah to study the Torah. Oh, how I love your law. Oh, how I love your law. And by doing this, by studying the Torah, studying the Hebrew letters, studying the deep Jewish tradition, will actually make you wiser than teachers and elders when you study the Torah, which is perhaps the greatest of the mitzvot, perhaps the greatest mitzvah, and perhaps what is most necessary for life. Mem. That's the letter mem.